What will the world be like in 50 years? How about 100 years? 250 years? Or what will it actually be like in 600 years' time? I've simulated through to 26-23, that's 600 seasons of Football Manager 24, and let's see what we can find. Join me on another fun adventure here on Mr. Apples FM, and of course, leave a comment down below if you'd like to know where your team is, and I'll give you a little rundown in a reply to that comment. But for now, let's get into it. So starting out in the Premier League, Sheffield United needed this 2-1 win over Brighton and Hove Albion to make sure that they won the Premier League for the 26-23 season. They have beaten out St Neots Town, who've come in second place for this season. West Ham, Brighton, Newcastle and Chelsea all making the Champions League places, with Man United, Preston, QPR and Man City also making Europe. That's a lot of teams that are making European places. Also in this league, we still see the likes of Derby County, who have previously been one of the best teams in the world, along with Crystal Palace, again another team who've been one of the best teams in the world in this save, with Lincoln City and Stockport County making sure they survive. Going down are Hull, Bristol and Portsmouth. Let's check out a couple of these really good players in this league. And the guy who topped the league for the most goals is an Australian called Eva Oviedo. This guy has Paraguayan second nationality and he is worth a hell of a lot of money. His mentals are off the charts, his physicals are pretty good, and he's got really good finishing at 16. Checking out where he's come from, so he started out in the Canberra United Academy, into Western United, onto Bayern Munich, and then onto West Ham United, where they paid £105 million for his services, and this year 26 goals in 33 games has been a fantastic output. Charlie Jepson-King looks like a really good striker in this league. He's playing for Neots Town and has led the line very, very well. He's also a mainstay for the English side, and over the last 5 seasons he's made double-figure goals for Neots Town in the league. He cost £46.5 million from Leeds United back about 12 or 13 seasons ago. Alfred is the man who partners Jepson-King up front. Not quite as good, but you can still see where this guy's going to get his goals from. He cost them £63 million from Valencia and probably hasn't quite lived up to that billing, but as you'll see soon, I think the Neots Town are okay with it. But the best player in the league at the moment, and the best player in the world, is a Dutchman called Marvin Tunen. Look at this guy. I mean, there are yellows everywhere. The mentals are insane. His technical ability is just ridiculous. He can play up front. He can play out on the wing. The thing is though, he doesn't really seem like he gets that good stats. Like, he gets a decent amount of goals, not this year. Assists, yeah, he's doing okay. Occasionally gets a really good tally for player of the match awards, but I think this guy's kind of underperforming for what his actual ability is. But to be fair, he only cost £4.5 million from Slavia Prague, so I think Man City are okay with that. I think he's well worth every single penny they spent on him. Checking out those past winners, and the reason why I was talking about St Neots Town is because they just couldn't quite get their 3rd Premier League title in a row after they won the previous 2. Brighton have been doing pretty well, and so have Sheffield United, and those 2 teams have traded the title for quite a number of years before St Neots Town got themselves up there. We see the likes of Arsenal, West Ham and Man City getting titles in this run. As we go even further back, we see Man United being incredibly dominant. For a team that struggled for so long to get a Premier League trophy in this save, they have finally broken through and are getting plenty these days. Chelsea were trading titles with them for a little while, Sheffield United in there, West Ham, Crystal Palace and Preston North End getting another trophy. As we saw in the previous video, they had actually won the Champions League in that year. Even further back, and we see a few spells of dominance from the likes of Crystal Palace, Brighton and Man United, but again it is St Neots Town with several more trophies in this period here. It's just incredible where they have come from and have come up to get Premier League trophies in this save. So if we have a look exactly where they came from, it was the United Counties League Premier Division South, which, as the name suggests, is in the Counties League, so level 9 of English football. So they have done an incredible job to get themselves up into the Premier League and not only into the Premier League, but they have stayed there for an incredibly long time. So the last time they were out of the Premier League is 25-14. This is over 100 years for a club that, I don't think too many people would have heard of outside of those around that area, and they've been in the league the entire time. And to round out the rest of the winners, Arsenal had a good few years on top, and Crystal Palace were continuing their dominance as we saw in the previous video, with QPR and Chelsea also getting a trophy. Let's move on to the Championship now. And the winner of the playoffs in the Championship is Stevenage. And for quite a few of the videos in this series, they have been an established Premier League side. They've beaten Wolves, who previously have been a fantastic team, getting Premier League trophies and Champions League trophies, and then back down the leagues, even into League 2. But finally, they are back into the Championship, just couldn't quite get over the line to go into the Premier League. And joining them in being promoted back to the Premier League are Nottingham Forest and Arsenal. That's right, Arsenal are only just getting themselves back into the Premier League. Unfortunately, Chester couldn't do a job in getting themselves up there. Tranmere Rovers just missed out on playoff football as well. And you see the likes of Huddersfield Town, who have been down as low as, I believe, the 8th tier of English football in this save. Gloucester City are up there. We've got Donny Rovers there, Dartford are in there too. And unfortunately, we see Notts County, Swansea and Birmingham City all going down. In League 1, Peterborough United, Wrexham and Burnley are all going up, but unfortunately Northampton, Salford and Millwall couldn't do the job. We see the likes of Villa and Spurs in here, Everton are mid-table as well, and Liverpool are getting relegated back down to League 2. So Liverpool have basically been a yo-yo side between League 1 and League 2 for the majority of this 600 years. Trading places with Liverpool are the likes of Blackburn Rovers, MK Dons, Blyth Spartans and Reading, while the Football League says goodbye to a massive club in Leicester City, who are going down with Forest Green Rovers into the National League. It's good to see the likes of Rugby Town, Guiseley and Radcliffe are sitting in the Football Leagues, although they might not last too long, judging by the way they're going. And have a look who's going back up into the Football League. It is Yeovil Town. They have had a strange journey in this save. They've gone into the Premier League before, but most of the time they've been between the Championship and League 2. They've dropped out of the Football Leagues recently, and thankfully they got themselves back up. Rotherham United and Sheffield Wednesday are two big clubs that are going down out of the National League, and they're joined by a team called Long Crendon, which I think that might be the first time I've ever even heard of that club. And amazingly, Ipswich Town have just won the National League North. What a fall from grace they've had. As we go further down the leagues, Gillingham have just been promoted from the Isthmian League Premier Division. And Brentford are still stuck in the 8th tier of English football as they missed out on getting promoted from the Isthmian League South Central Division in a pretty close run league outside of the winners' Molesey. And one of the strangest clubs continues to be Cheltenham Town, because it has been almost 140 years since they have even been in single figures in the Hellenic League Division 1, which is in level 10 of English football. Every other year since then, they have been at best 10th place in the lowest level of this game. As you can see here, they finished in 15th place in a league that only has 17 teams, yet they're still getting over 3,000 people per game. Like, what are these people continuing to watch? If we head over to the FA Cup, we can see that Sheffield United have done the domestic double with a 2-0 win over Chelsea at the final at Wembley. Chelsea did get a man sent off, but it was in the 93rd minute, so that didn't really affect the game at all. And in the League Cup, it was St Neots Town who won the trophy this season. And checking out the previous winners of the FA Cup, we see pretty much all the usual suspects that we have seen so far in this video, with the likes of St Neots Town, Sheffield United, Newcastle, Brighton, Man United, Lincoln, Arsenal, West Ham, Chelsea, that kind of thing. They're all up there. Cardiff is there as well. Before we go on a journey around Europe to check some of the other major leagues, why don't you hit that subscribe button? It's completely free for you to do and helps me out so much. I'm on a quest to get up to 500 subscribers before FM25 comes out, which will probably be about November 2024 by the looks of things. So my quest is a little bit easier, but you can help me on the way. Hit that subscribe button, all for free, like the video, and as I said before, leave a comment down below, tell me what your favourite team is, and I'll let you know how well they've done so far in this save. But for now, let's get back into the video. Checking out Spain now, and Athletic Bilbao have won the league with a 2-0 win at home to Real Sociedad on the final game of the season to beat Real Madrid by 3 points, with Barcelona a further 4 points behind. There's not too much change at the top of La Liga. Those top 8 sides are close to the best top 8 sides as they are at the moment anyway. But we do see, I'm not even going to be able to pronounce this, Algeciras maybe? That's UCAM, Murcia, Sabadell and Real Oviedo going down. Francis Mayembo was the league's leading scorer, and he looks like a pretty decent striker, someone who should be getting quite a lot of goals. They paid £94 million for him from Monaco quite a few years ago, and to be fair, his output for Real Madrid has been fantastic and well worth that high price tag. Valmy Reshepi is another really good striker. This guy comes from Belgium, playing for Barcelona at the moment. They paid Club Brugge £80 million, and he took a while to get going in the Spanish leagues actually, with only 9 goals in his first 2 seasons, but this season's 22 in 34 games is a pretty good effort. I love this AR pack sometimes. Just have a look at that moustache on this fella, along with the dreadlocks up top. Didier Jean-Baptiste, yeah, pretty good. Lots of yellows all over the place, but they're mainly 16s and 17s, so at 32 years old, perhaps he's slowing down just a little bit. Let's have a look at his output. 5 fantastic seasons for Real Madrid after they got him on a free from Nice in France, and you can't complain with 5 seasons of double-figure goals. Let's have a look at their pass winners, and there's only one that really sticks out, and that is towards the bottom there, and that is Alaves getting one in 25-94-95, just ahead of Real Sociedad and Villarreal. There's lots of Villarreal in here actually. Barcelona have won quite a few. Real Madrid haven't won quite as many over this period of time, though they have won 3 in pretty recent years. Going down a bit further, we see the likes of Eibar and Getafe getting La Liga trophies, although again it's a lot of dominance from Villarreal and Barcelona, with Atletico Madrid having a few years of dominance in the middle there. Let's head on over to Italy, and it's Cagliari who have won the trophy this season in the Serie A. Just ahead of Juventus, with Pisa coming in 3rd, Salernitana coming in 4th, so there's a few different teams up there. Virtus and Tella are in this league, and unfortunately Ferro Passaglio are going down along with Spal and Atalanta. Udinese and Lazio are both struggling in Serie B, while Palermo, Bologna, Südtirol and Lecce are the teams that are going up from Serie B. Checking out the past winners now, and Pisa have actually had quite a long period of dominance here. What's that, 1, 2, 3, 5 in a row? They have won one recently as well. Venezia have won a couple of trophies too, and Frosinone have won one in 2606. And if we go a bit further back, it has just been Milan dominance with a little bit of Inter and Napoli sprinkled in there. Roma also won 2 there, and Empoli have won a trophy in this period as well. Let's check the Bundesliga, and Cologne have won the league with 60 points only from their 34 games. What a ridiculously low points total that is. But St. Pauli and Wolfsburg can probably consider themselves unlucky to be going down with 35 and 37 points respectively, which obviously is more points than their actual games tally. We see the likes of Paderborn, Dynamo Dresden's in here. There is a team that I'm not going to try to pronounce, a team in 10th. I don't know how to pronounce that, and I'm gonna butcher it. But just after them is SV Meppen. So we see Borussia Dortmund struggling to survive in this league. If we go down to the 2nd division in Germany, Bayer Leverkusen and Leipzig are mid-table clubs in the 2nd division, while Würzburger Kickers are the team that are going up alongside Werder Bremen. That is fantastic. And if we check out the past winners, in fact, Cologne stopped SV Meppen from getting 3 in a row, though Meppen fell off quite a fair bit. We have teams like Erzgebirge Aue, Greuther Fürth, Karlsruhe also getting wins. Hansa Rostock getting a win too. That is fantastic. 1860 Munich all the way down there, and 2596 got themselves a Bundesliga trophy in amongst a hell of a lot of Bayern. And in fact, at the bottom of that period and at the top of this period up on the screen now, 1860 Munich actually stopped 10 in a row from Bayern Munich. Going further back, we see Dynamo Dresden, Arminia Bielefeld getting one, but quite a fair bit of Bayern dominance in here. And the last of the leagues that I'm going to check out is France Ligue, and it is almost unrecognizable. This is fantastic. In fact, PSG, where are you? Nowhere to be found. Amiens, Martigues and Pau are the 3 teams on top of the league for France this season. with Toulouse also getting themselves into Europe. And in Ligue 2, we see the likes of Lille going up alongside Strasbourg. PSG are in here. Lens, Nice, Rennes, Monaco, Nantes, and Lyon. This is an incredible. This is almost Liga as it is now, and this is actually Ligue 2 in 26-23. Fantastic to see. Let's move on over to the Champions League now, and a very well worked goal by Brighton to Adegboyega, followed by another goal to Lars Elahava. Let's have a look at this one. Gets the ball down the left wing, travelling down there, almost tackled. No, Adegboyega, pass off to Elahava. Beautiful finish, although the keeper probably could have done better with that. And Brighton have won the Champions League 2-0 over Villarreal. Let's have a look at some of the teams that have made it into the league phase, and we see a lot of English teams. We see Sheffield United, West Ham and Man City, 3 of the top 4, and Villarreal, as we saw previously, are a really, really good team in the save. Slavia Prague are up there. We've seen them before. St. Neots Town in the top 8 of the Champions League. That is just fantastic. We also see the likes of Örebro, Hapoel Beersheva, Heibar. Who are they from? They are from Bulgaria. FC Baden from Switzerland. Belupo from Croatia. ZTE from Hungary. And Victoria Pilsen from Czechia. But Brighton actually came in 23rd place in the Champions League phase, and they managed to go through and win the entire thing. And not only that, they have gone back to back in the Champions League after Sheffield United beat them in the year before. Villarreal have won it. St. Neots Town have won Champions League trophies. That is wonderful. Chelsea are up there. Barcelona are there. Maccabi Tel Aviv have won one. Lincoln City with 2 in a row in the early 2600s as well. Cardiff City are there too. Let's go a bit further down. We see Lech Poznan getting a win in 25-89. Wonderful scenes. Hapoel Beersheva also getting a win there too. Preston North End getting another one, as we saw in the previous video, them getting their first one. Hapoel Beersheva have won quite a few by the look of this. We even see Empoli getting a Champions League trophy. Quite a fair bit of Milan in there. We saw how good they were in the Italian leagues. Preston getting quite a few more. QPR get themselves a Champions League trophy as well. In the Europa League, and it is Newcastle getting the job done over Slovan Liberec. And that will be Richie Pearce getting a goal, and a minute later an own goal from the Liberec defence, meaning Newcastle win 2-1 in the Europa League final. And just look at some of the names that are in here. This is wonderful. Darmstadt leading the way in the league phase. Arbroath from Scotland are in there. SJK and HJK from Finland. Etoile Carouge, Everton. I don't really know if I've heard of them, from Switzerland. They are there. Ranheim from Norway's there. Of course, one of our favourites, Lincoln Gibraltar, are in there. Dunfermline Athletic, Turnout are there. So Nishton, again, we've seen them get quite a few trophies in previous videos in this save. So just some fantastic names that are making headway in the Europa League. Checking out the past winners, and there has been a lot of England, despite the fact I have loaded up plenty of other leagues. So again, if you want to see some of those other leagues, just let me know. Leave a comment down below and I'll tell you how they are going. But in here, we see Maccabi Tel Aviv, Hapoel Tel Aviv, a double for Israel, 2 years in a row here. SJK from Finland getting themselves a trophy. Würzburger Kickers, we saw them just before getting themselves promoted into the Bundesliga. They've got a Europa League trophy as well. Quite an eclectic range of winners again as we keep on going down. Lincoln City have won one. You got like Atletico there, Newcastle, Slavia Prague. We've seen they've been really, really good so far. Dynamo Dresden getting a win. We've got Empoli down here. Empoli again. Maccabi Netanya. And Pogon from Poland also getting themselves a trophy. We go a little bit further back, and Lincoln getting themselves more trophies from that island of Gibraltar. Fantastic to see. Along with Cesena in Italy, getting a trophy there. We see Alaves from Spain getting a trophy. Wonderful. I really enjoy seeing some of these smaller clubs, or smaller clubs as they are at the moment, getting trophies as you continue to progress many, many years into the future in Football Manager. And what an incredible achievement. Man United have won the Europa Conference League against Kafisia of Greece. It's just wonderful to see that Man United continue their award-winning ways, because for about 400 years in this save, it just didn't happen. Plenty of past winners in the Europa Conference League here, as again there's a lot of mix in these winners. I got Legia Warsaw in there, St. Pauli have won one, Lugo have won a trophy as well, Beltinci, very good, Jelena as well, that is excellent to see. KUPS from Finland also getting a trophy a bit further back. More Finnish winners, as we see SJK and TSC getting wins, Trabzonspor from Turkey. Let's see, Legia again. Gafanha, where on earth are they from? Gafanha are from Portugal and are currently in the Portuguese 3rd Division relegation stage north. Righto, but hey, they've won a Europa Conference League. Even further back, we see the likes of Osters from Sweden, SV Horn, which I believe is from Austria. That is correct. Ankara Gucu getting one as well. Slaven Belupo, Rakov from Poland as well. St. Neots Town, we see more St. Neots Town. In fact, let's have a look at St. Neots Town to see what they have done. 1 Champions League trophy, 9 Premier Leagues, 7 FA Cups, 3 Europa Leagues, and a Conference League trophy. Let's check out Man United because they have had a really good run in this last 100 years. So they're up to 11 Champions Leagues, 55 Premier Leagues, 52 FA Cups, 20 Europa Leagues, and 12 Conference Leagues. Of course, 46 Carabao Cups tacked onto that as well. But the team that's won the Champions League the most times is Barcelona with 86 trophies. And in fact, if we go into them, they've also won La Liga 256 times and the Spanish Cup 248 times. That is extraordinary. And of course, there isn't much time for them to get other trophies in Europe. It's only 9 Europa Leagues and 1 Conference League trophy to the cabinet for Barcelona. Crystal Palace have won 28 Europa League trophies, and that is of course to go along with 16 Champions League and 26 Premier League trophies as well. And quite amazingly, to be honest, that the Conference League has been won the most by Arsenal. So Arsenal have won 14 Conference League trophies with 40 Champions Leagues and 74 Premier Leagues to go along with 75 FA Cups. And the most successful side in England continues to be Chelsea, who have got 127 Premier League trophies with 72 Champions Leagues and 93 FA Cups. Let's check out the winners of the World Cup since the last video. We see Belgium getting the last couple, but before that we've got Ghana. We also have Morocco getting a double, followed by Mali getting a double. 4 cups in a row went to African sides. That is just fantastic to see. Norway got themselves up there. Colombia getting themselves a trophy. Finland, Northern Ireland won the trophy in 2578. Canada won it in 2570. That is just awesome to see. And in the Euros, we see Norway getting the most recent one, with Croatia the winners before them. No other real crazy results, so Austria getting one is pretty cool, but also Belarus getting some more. For some reason, they just become really good on FM when you go 100 or so years beyond into the future. As I said before, folks, if you want to leave a comment down below and let me know what your favourite team is, I can give you a little rundown of their entire history over 600 years of Football Manager. And make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any more fun FM content from Mr. Apple's FM. Hit that like button, and the most important thing is you make sure you have yourself a wonderful day.